All right, everyone. Thank you for coming in tonight. Welcome to Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide Randomizer. We've got a fun community race here. Ooh, I need to mute the stream so that I don't hear myself talking twice. Okay, that was weird. Sorry about that. We've got a Moogle Cup community race. Four runners with us. Darkness, DM Stewart, 1981, Mike34, and Actual JP are going to go head-to-head in these Moogle Cup flag sets. I am joined in the booth tonight by I Am Demar. How are you doing?
Oh, doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Looking forward to watching this. Looking forward to getting the Moogle Cup started up. That's going to be firing off here, I believe, next week is the start of that four game series. That's a very fun mentor series that we run for new players who want to come in and get started with the Worlds Collide Randomizer. It can be kind of intimidating at first, but once you play it a little bit, everybody kind of starts to feel like they can get a better handle on it. It starts to be a little bit more fun. How about you, I Am Demar? How much experience do you have with Moogle Cup here?
Actually, we'll be joining the Moogle Cup circuit this upcoming season, so I will be in there myself. I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting, and I have been getting a few practice seeds in myself. For those that are not familiar with the Moogle Cup, you're looking at 6 characters, 9 espers to get into go mode, and either 12 espers, 9 characters, or 22 checks to get into Kefka's Tower skip.
Yep, absolutely, and it is set up as a little friendlier for new players. You have access to a bit more offensive power. Final Fantasy VI is a very offense-heavy game. So having access to things like Illuminas in shops, more experience eggs floating around, easier to get breakable rods, super balls, that sort of thing. Just to try to give everybody a little, dip their toe a little bit into all of the various different ways that they can play this. And it looks like we are getting started here with a Realm Cyan Go-Go start. That's an interesting one.
Looks like we have a Magitech user on Realm and Morph on Cyan, so there's some potential damage with Cyan there.
Yeah, Magitech Realm is excellent. That is a fantastic starting ability. Unfortunately, Go-Go can't put it into his their skill set, but having that on Realm early on means that you're probably going to be able to hit a boss weakness. If you run into it.
And it looks like everybody except for Darkness will be touching down in Narsh, and they're going to be hitting that Lone Wolf room, while Darkness goes into the World of Ruin.
Ooh, not a bad one. Sniper is Sniper is the best A rank weapon, I'd say. Not one of the big ticket weapons, but super handy to have in your back pocket. Aegis shields are really nice. Red caps are really nice. Not a bad shed.
Meanwhile, Darkness is in Albrook. He had just found himself a ribbon, while most times it's a cell. There is one little trick you can do with that ribbon where if you have a status element on, you can equip it on that person and the status element will get wiped off. So it is something we kind of keep in the back pocket, even though it's really not recommended for speed-wise. But if you got it for an emergency, use it.
Also found another one in a barrel, so that's fine.
Speaking of.
Yeah, hey, thank you for the 15,000 gold. I appreciate it. So nothing super exciting in a lot of the shops just yet. We did find an enhancer, which can be a handy piece of gear for a spellcaster, and Darkness finding a flame shield in that weapon shop there. Very nice.
A huge first step for that Merton protection if he ever gets to go that route.
Absolutely. So to explain that a little bit, Merton is a spell in this game that targets everything on the screen with huge damage. So all you need is the ability to resist or absorb fire or wind, and that character is immune to the spell. It can be, if you have the right gear, it can be one of the best healing spells in the game.
Well, absolutely.
All right, we got DM Stewart checking out the school, while Actual JP heading into the Returner's hideout to pick up some loot there. Well, Mike heading into South Figaro. This is a really popular spot for the early game. You've got a bunch of shops kind of clustered together. There's a ton of items just in the top part of the town. Not to mention Valiant knives in the weapon shop. That's an excellent find. And if you feel like it, you can go in the basement and get some more items. But it looks like Mike's just heading right on out.
And Darkness and Zen hitting the World of Ruin thief check, and it was only 8,000. Ended up finding Unicorn, so he already has an Esper on the board.
Oh yeah, that's a good price. That's one you just take right away. It's like, okay, this is gonna be my first piece of progression for this seed.
That was dirt cheap.
Oh yeah. Opting to sell the other ribbon instead of the Mega Elixir. That's interesting. How do you feel about that one? Do you want to, if you find a Mega Elixir, do you want to keep that in your back pocket for the rest of the game to the end just in case, or do you want to get that 20k?
It's kind of a situational thing. I mean, am I struggling to find gear? Am I struggling to get my party off the ground? If I can't get my party off the ground, then maybe I will sell it to try and find something to kind of buy something to help me get off the ground. So, I mean, if I don't need stuff, then I'm going to rather hold on to it.
Ooh, we got Mike heading into Ozer's Mansion already. 4 minutes in and already trying to take a check. Let's see how this goes for Mike. I believe they found some earrings to pop on Realm, which is going to be handy, since I don't think anybody else has much in the way of damage dealing right now.
Yeah, there's some earrings sitting in the World of Balance Figaro shop. Only 4,300 a piece as well, so it wouldn't take much to get their hands on them.
Ooh, that's frustrating. So, Mike showing off the Revivify item, getting rid of those Bloom Pyres, which they're a huge pain in the butt. They've got insane amounts of defense, so it doesn't really matter what you throw at them. Magic, anything that doesn't ignore defense is going to do single-digit damage to them. But throw Revivify on them, and then they go away. Thankfully had a green cherry to get rid of that imp status. Now, speaking back to Merton protection, I noticed an ice shield in DM Stewart's items list, and it looks like actual JP has it as well. That also works for getting protection against fire or wind. I believe the ice shield... Oh, I forget which one it is. It makes you immune to one or the other, and the game only cares about whichever one is going to be the most beneficial to the target. So any of the elemental shields work for Merton protection.
Also, the Blizzard Orb works, and also the Snow Muffler as well.
I know the Rage Ring does. Is the Snow Muffler? I thought the Snow Muffler absorbed ice, but only resists fire, like half.
Jazer in the chat has a really good point there. Fire negates ice and takes double damage from the winds. Luckily, the negate wins. So
yes, yeah, that's a very, very handy bit of trivia about this game. Is that, and that applies to enemies too. Oh boy! All right, you gonna do it? No, okay.
He's out of there.
It's one of the most lucrative fights in the game. If you can get through the Doom Dragons, you're gonna get, even at like low scaling. Like I don't think Mike, hasn't picked up anything. Would have still been worth like 8,000 or 9,000 experience points, but they're called Doom Dragons for a reason.
Yeah, that is too dicey, especially this early in the game. I don't blame them at all.
Like maybe if you had like a shock character or something that, if like you had 3 good damage dealing characters, you might be able to pull that off. And hey, we got a Mog down here at the bottom of Ozer's Mansion.
And only with the Marshal and Tyrannosaurus there. Real chatty, thank you for the correction as well.
Yeah, always appreciate chat helping out when we're talking out of our butt on the fly here.
Absolutely. So it is that Rage Ring that does help as well.
Yeah, I remember the Rage Ring. The Snow Muffler's resistances always trick me. Like I almost think that it's going to be resistant to fire, but it's only like half damage or something.
Oh, half is still better than full, though, for sure.
It's true. All right. Looks like we have, besides Mike, the other three runners are still running around to a couple different towns to check out the various shops that they've got there. We have seen a couple pretty good items. There were Valiant knives that we see there. That is, yeah, okay, that's all.
Okay.
All right. Hey, we're back. Excellent. So, actually, a bunch of stuff happened while we were down. Let's see if we can't get some of this. Mike, and I want to say actual JP headed up Mount Zozo to find, was it the Yeti up there?
They did find a Yeti up there.
Right.
They both also took down a dragon while I was at it. And Mike also just left the Coliseum where he unleashed Yumaru in there and ended up getting an Illumina and an Atma weapon in there.
Oh, beautiful.
He is ready to hunt some bear now.
Yeah, very good strategy when you get Yumaru early enough on to just run straight to the Coliseum and see if you can't get anything with him, because he can only do the one thing. He does it really well, and it works really good in the Coliseum to have somebody who does that one thing.
And he can do it even better when he has an Atma weapon in his hand, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can he equip the Atma weapon? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dog, let's go. I love it when the Yeti got the lightsaber in him. It's one of my favorite characters in the game. When he can't use the Atma weapon is... But... And also, Darkness had run into Chatternook in the Doomgaze spot, just flying around, slammed right into that boss. Unfortunately, did take a wipe to that and lost a little bit of time, but made their way over to Zone Eater here to grab whatever's at the back of this particular check. Unfortunately, brought them back down to level 3.
And Mike and actual JP each just take down their second dragon, and both using their own methods. Actual JP using the super balls, and Mike just letting Yumaru do his thing.
I did see... Okay, yeah, there was an experience egg from that dragon. That is a fantastic find. Popping that right off the Yeti. Let's go. I mean, that makes sense.
And Darkness finds at the Zone Eater Cave another Esper, I believe. I missed which one it was, but...
Yeah, hopefully got some good stat buffs on that one to kind of take the sting away a little bit from losing some time to that Chatternook wipe. I can head over to Jador here. There was a good... That Bloompire fight in the beginning isn't too bad. That should help Darkness get a few levels in, but past that, it was just level magics and then Doom Dragon, so we'll see if a bit of added desperation causes Darkness to try to go after those Doom Dragons.
And thank you, Gretham. That go-go check was indeed Kieran.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And there's another flame shield for actual JP after taking down that Tritech spot. And vanilla flavored, too.
Okay, for some reason, I'm constantly realizing that there's things about this game I didn't know. I did not know you could talk to the flower portrait to get another fight. Not a lot of experience out of it, unfortunately, but educated a commentator that's been playing this game for like 3 or 4 years now, so that's worth something.
Yeah, that was one I had forgotten about myself. I remember there was 2 of them, but I forgot which one the other one was. And that is another Illumina at the artifact spot where actual JP just checked.
So this is interesting. It does tell you ahead of time, if they're, what is in the thing. It'll say take the item out of the slot, take the magicite out of the slot, or just touch the carving if it's a character. So that's pretty interesting. Actual JP just went for it and obliterated this guy. That must have been Mini Master, not the older brother.
Yeah, that was the Mini Master.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, that's good. Good time sync for an Illumina.
Doomgaze at the World of Balance Doma
Oof.
Castle and passes the math check.
Passes the math check and has Celeste with Runic, which actually not a bad call in this fight. You're gonna have to deal with these blizzards, but if Runic is up, that means Doom is not going to work. So I think that was actually that DM Stewart might be in a pretty good shape to take this Doomgaze down if he's got some healing items.
And like Drink School said, I one day hope to also become a level 90 magic as well.
Yes, definitely. Someday. All right, we got actual JP taking a look through the list, not finding anything that really strikes his fancy, decides against the Colosseum.
Yes, I believe in the list, to get an Atma weapon, you had to wager an elixir.
Okay. Yeah, those are pretty popular to sell, so I can kind of understand not hanging on to them. Oh, hey. Realm Knows Pearl. Let's fire that off.
And Darkness is going for it with the Doom Dragons.
Ooh. Okay. We'll see if this pays off. Looks like mimicking some ice rods to make it happen. If this works, I mean, this is huge experience. This would be what Darkness really needs, but, yeah. Uh-oh.
And actual JP will be going into the Dome of Dream.
I don't mind this play. Only having one Esper going into a triple check can be a little bit risky, but having a full party going into a triple check definitely isn't.
Nothing wrong with, to me, at the spot he's at, going for volume right now. So I understand the play.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oof. DM Stewart couldn't quite make it through Doomgaze's giant HP pool.
And Mike is also going for the volume at the Dome of Dream as well.
Yeah, running into an enemy. We'll see if it was an intentional thing or if Mike just forgot to put his Moogle charm back on.
And there is this Seraphim Magicite at the first check of the Dream, found by actual JP.
Very handy. You definitely want to see those early, right? Like there's the one piece of guaranteed progression at the end once you get through all of this, but finding only that one in a triple check can be really disappointing. So DM Stewart wandering around looking for a couple extra items, see if they can't find something to bolster up their characters a bit.
And meanwhile, Darkness is about to finish up those Tyrannosaurs with some Thunder Rods. And does. That'll give him his Mog.
A bunch of experience, too. Those Tyrannosaurs are juicy.
And looks like DM Stewart's calling an audible to the Opera House.
I believe. So does this... Sorry about that. Keep going. Apologize.
He's going to do the opera since that Doomgaze wipe.
Okay, and it does it offer an item in this flag set?
In this flag set, it does offer a high-end item. I forgot exactly which one it was. Unfortunately, it gives a weapon. Okay,
gives a weapon. Okay,
basically.
Not a bad idea then, honestly. Not finding what you want to see in the shops. Maybe didn't check the South Figaro World of Balance to find those Valiant knives, or was just not too happy with making Realm the Valiant knife user. But this could be the little bit that puts the gas in DM Stewart's tank.
And actual JP is now approaching the Rex Soul spot, and he will be facing against Atma Weapon.
All right, that's not too bad. offering Valiant Knife, gonna make short work of this thing. Wow, look at that damage. Oh my.
There it is. And just like that, Atma weapon goes down.
Different kind of murder child.
That VK offering can make all kinds of things look easy.
Yes, that is true. That boss doesn't always go that well. It's not a super tough one. You know, when you hear that music start up, that's definitely the guy you want to see fly in. But yeah, usually you don't one-shot it.
Meanwhile, Darkness has found a white dragon at the World of Ruin Opera House.
Picked up a ton of breakable rods at some point, which is serving Darkness very well right now. And 3 magicites from Doma Dream, putting actual JP at 4 and 4. Very nice.
That last one was a Torado. We'll see what kind of bonus that brings to the table, or maybe some good magic as well.
I did see Mike put an Esper on that had magic +1 on it, which handy to find early on. Yeah, so we have Gretham in the chat pointing out that we've got 2 realms that have 2 different weapon builds on the screen right now.
Absolutely. We got a VK offering with actual JP and Mike with the double Illuminas, which also going to make her magic fantastic as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, double Illumina is a very strong combo. Huge amounts of evasion. Not a lot of actual regular defense, but if you can't get hit, it don't matter.
Nope. Gotta love that law of averages. If they can't hit you,
right, yes.
You don't need it.
You gonna make me do math? I'll make you do math. So DM Stewart approaching the end of the opera here. We'll see what the reward is for doing something particularly beautiful. We always appreciate putting a little class in.
And actual JP now going to the World of Balance. One is to find that Doomgaze. That's been waiting for us. And Darkness will be buying a VK from the South Figaro shop. Some much needed firepower there.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good idea there, Jason. He said, wonders if Mike Knight drops Mogger. Go for Celis to let Realm do Tech Missile, and Celis takes over that double Illumina.
Looks like an Atma weapon was the reward. Which Realm and Gogo can equip it. I thought Gogo was restricted from doing it, or is that only if there's a rage user in the game somewhere?
That may be only because there's a rage. I'm not too sure.
Because I do know there's a goofy problem with the Atma weapon on rage users, and it's like an old vanilla bug, and the solution was just like, all right, well, we can't figure this out. Let's just make it so that if you have rage, you can't equip the Atma weapon.
And Darkness will be going and doing the Lone Wolf check. Makes me wonder if he'll be doing Kaodin while he's up there.
Oh, possibly. Only doing it with 3 characters can be kind of a bummer, but it's certainly doable. A lot better than doing it with 2 or 1.
And meanwhile, DM Stewart is now in Zozo. Picking up the Rust Rid, about to go do that Cyan check.
I do like this. I hope that DM Stewart does take that dragon fight on the way up there. It's a tough one. Storm Dragon is real nasty, but that could be the extra experience, and I believe it dropped an Illuminate as well. Ah! It took care of Dark Force before the roulette fired off. Very nice. Looked like a strength +1 on that Torado.
HP +50 on that Unicorn, though. That's going to be great for you VK users.
Absolutely. So Mike picks up Celeste at the Doma Siege, putting him at 6 and 3. bit of a sticky situation. You don't want too many more characters after this point, and Mike does have access to a ton of different checks. So we'll see where he decides to go next. I don't think has it was stamina +1, not strength. Never mind.
And
That's much worse.
DM Stewart finds an offering in a chest in the Zozo Mountain. That is going to be huge. It gives him a VK offer in Realm as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just in time for that Storm Dragon fight.
So this is okay. Osmos. That's actually pretty handy. Ooh, and Tempest. Oh, that's not okay. I got it mixed up. You want lightning against the Storm Dragon, unfortunately, not the wind. But that's okay. Quick swap.
And Darkness finds Gal at the Lone Wolf check, and the other option will be a Thunder Shield if that's something he wants to keep in mind in the World of Ruin Arch later on.
Yeah, it can be handy. Blitz and Shock with natural magic. That is a pretty good Gal.
That is a loaded Gal.
Woo. Keep that guy in my party.
And Mike's doing the Flame Eater check that actual JP had just completed as well. Seems like there's not very much divergence right there between those two.
So DM Stewart, I like this. Taking that Thunder Shield off and snapping it on this dragon with Go-Go in the back to mimic it in case the one wasn't enough. And that takes out this dragon and gives DM Stewart a big pile of experience.
And actual JP is now going to the Magitech factory. That is be another high volume check area. Also give him a chance to level up Realm's Magitech skills. Makes me curious to see if he actually goes through with the entire thing, or some people like to just do that first check or two and then warp out. But I mean, you have all the incentive to go ahead and go all the way since you have a very powerful realm.
Oh yeah, yeah. Magitech Realm might inspire me to go in. Well, I guess, but also, actual JP is using that realm as a Valiant Knife swinger, so I don't know. We'll see. I guess I could see either way being a valuable play.
Definitely no short of options there.
If somebody else can use those Valiant Knives, then you've got Realm with something better to do in the backup. But I do know Mike is the one that ended up with the 2 Illuminas, so maybe we'll consider swapping those Illuminas over to Celeste and then having Realm fire missiles at everybody.
And Mike goes and stops at the relic shop in War of Ruin South Figaro for a gauntlet and a curse drink.
Curse drink, gauntlet's fantastic. That's a very good offensive item that doesn't feel like it is because you don't necessarily want to use it a lot in the main game, but Curse Ring is a secretly very handy item to have. Instant death is crazy useful in Worlds Collide, both with on grind fights that you might run into and with certain bits of the final boss. And Mike finding Locke in the Figaro basement here.
Oh, that's another character. He puts him 2 away from the skip for Kefka's Tower. Meanwhile, actual JP found Odin in the first check, and now he is at the second boss, so we will see what that one's going to give him shortly.
Yeah, took care of that Umaro right quick.
And that would be Siren. That is 2 for 2 with magicites. And he will push to do the rest of the check.
Yep, going through with it. So Locke is not a bad find. It is, you've already got the required characters, but like you said, only two characters away from getting skip. But also Locke's checks are really quick. Like you can just kind of run right on in here and get your pick of either an item or an Esper, or possibly 2 items, but we'll see. And then the South Figaro Cave is also a very fast check. Oh, yeah, hey, gee whiz! I wonder. Oh boy. Oh yeah, Mike really chewing on that one. That's a big decision.
That is a tough one there.
I don't know. Chat, what would you do in that situation. I don't know what I don't think I could. I'm glad I'm not running this because I don't think I could have made that decision on the fly.
My money's on Ragnarok.
Really?
And
I don't know. I might go with Ragnarok.
And looks like he will be passing on that cursed shield.
Yeah, that's kind of fair. It's a little bit late for that.
Yeah, if it was early, you got him starting off, go for it, because you will have the fights no matter what. But at this point, nah, it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, not gonna... Hopefully you don't have that many fights at this point in the game, I guess.
Yeah, at this point, you will be going out of your way to break that curse, and it's really not going to get the most out of that Paladin shield.
Although that being said, actual JP going through this last bit here, 3 extra fights, the Sprinter and Spector, not too tough, not a whole lot of XP out of them, but at the very least, not going to have to deal with too much. Number 128 in the South Figaro Cave here.
And DM Stewart is going to the Zen Thief check, which compared to the World of Balance one is a lot more expensive. Oh no, I take that back. It was the World of Balance that was more expensive. He got the 8K that he needed. It was, what, like 63, 64K in the World of Balance one? Ugh.
It was almost maximum.
Yeah, that is a no.
Yeah, that guy changed his tune real quick when we got to this part. Like, actually, you know what? I need that money. How about 8? And Darkness going through the Moogle defense. We did see a Moogle as the sprite, so we know that it is not going to be a character here, which is, Darkness is at 5/2, not going to turn down a character at this point, but would be nice to get your magicite count jumped up a little bit.
And Mike finds a Sword Tech Shadow at the South Figaro Cave.
Oh, hey, very nice. 8/3, that's 1 away from getting skipped.
And now he finds another magicite. I didn't catch what that was, but...
I want to say Rama?
That may have been it. I think it was Rama. And Astral JP got another one. So 3 for 3 magicites at the Magitech facility.
Very nice. So yeah, this is an interesting play here between Mike, and Actual JP. So Actual JP is actually no, I guess they are both 5. Oh, never mind. Actual JP is closer to Kefka unlock, but Mike has that skip in his back pocket. Not guaranteed to get it. Might just run into a ton of magicite and then not get a chance to activate that skip. But if Mike can get that skip, then is definitely going to be able to close a little bit of the gap between him and Actual JP. Although did go and sell the farm there to afford the extremely expensive version of the Zen Thief.
He paid some tax on that one for sure.
Oh yeah.
And picks up Super Ball while he's at it. If I'm gonna go broke, I might as well go broke getting something worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well walk out with the Super Ball.
And Darkness finds Bahamut at that Moogle defense check.
Ooh, yes, a very good Esper to have, especially in the Moogle Cup, where multi-summon has been turned on, so you can cast all of those summon spells as often as you want. Sometimes that makes Bahamut one of the best attacks that you can have in the game.
And that little bit of Bahamut can take you a very long way in this Moogle Cup, that's for sure.
All right, Mike heading into the Magitech Research Facility, going to find his 3 Esper prize. Well, DM Stewart taking on Doomgaze again, getting a little revenge here.
And Actual JP picks up his lock, and we'll be going to the South Figaro Cave, where Shadow will be waiting for him. And Darkness will be taking on that Doomgaze as well.
So yeah, that brings Darkness up to 6 characters. Very character-heavy seed here in the beginning. We can see that with Mike having 8 already at this point, but lots of high check density characters here at the start.
Find an extra character here and there, if it just gives you more checks that are not having to go too far out of the way of, I mean, it's worth it still.
All right, DM Stewart taking out Doomgaze, hanging on to Celeste, popping that Atma weapon on her. She's going to be a very handy party member for Stewart at this point.
And actual JP making quick work out of that Inferno Junior there.
Mike figuring out like, oh crap, which one am I supposed to shoot with fire? And unfortunately, no, did make the right choice. Left loves lightning. That's the little mnemonic device that I try to use. Although that one died, so oops.
Of course, why use lightning or fire whenever you can just swing away at them with that Atma weapon?
Don't gotta think too hard if you have a sword that's twice as tall as you are.
He will find his Odin.
Actual JP picking up Rama, putting them at 7-7.
And DM Stewart just got his lock as well. He has his 6 characters he needs. He just needs to find some more magicite.
And we do know from the other players that a lot of that magicite is in the triple checks. So hopefully we see DM Stewart making some dips into, I would say, Dome of Dream before Magitech Research Facility, even though you've got a realm there with Magitech. And it looks like Darkness, there was a Merton on something.
He has Merton and Ultima both on Gal.
Yeah. Very good cow.
Throw some earrings on him and some magic boosting Esper, and he is going to be good to go.
So meanwhile, we got DM Stewart also going to be finding a shadow here shortly.
And actually JP just making that, racking his brain over that decision of should he go with Ragnarok or should he go with Ragnarok?
It's, you know, we're probably gonna be thinking about this for like humanity, not just, you know, the Worlds Collide community, but all of us are just gonna have to be thinking about this problem for decades to come.
And Gretham pointing out that Mike, and JP both are sitting at 18 checks, so they are very, very close to getting the check that way as well.
Oh, that's true. What is it, 22?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty close. If you get to Kefka unlock at 19 or 20, there's a pretty quick way to get those last 3 checks. That would also result in a bunch of extra experience points for your party. So in general, if you can get the rest of your checks for the check skip in less than 4 or 5 minutes, it's probably a better use of your time than walking up the tower.
And he is going to reset out of that Cave of Develop check. It's not going to be worth it.
Yep, that's one of the few times when you will see if it is an Esper or an item in the check, and in that particular case, it was going to be an item. And I also just noticed in actual JP's save file that Realm has over 6,000 HP. Rules.
Sitting pretty with her for that murder child with the VKs.
Yeah, HP plus 50 Esper and probably an experience egg for the entire game.
And looks like he will be going to the floating continent. Hit the volume. I mean, could be 2 birds with 1 stone right there. Could be the Kefka Tower skip and the go mode in one fell swoop.
And you don't have to do the whole thing either. You can do 1 or even 2 of the checks and then just jump right back on the airship. So yeah, this is an interesting play. I'm excited to see what JP's idea is here.
Because he knows there's going to be progression there, no matter what.
Yeah.
So from a standpoint of, is this a safe play as far as progression goes? I mean, I absolutely understand it.
Mm-hmm. And that can be a tricky thing to, gauge when you're in a run too. Do you want to do the guaranteed check that is going to definitely get you some progression? It might be a character at the start. There's two, I believe, on the floating continent. One at the start and then one at the end. Those are both going to be progression no matter what. But you might wind up with a character at the start, and that doesn't give you that unlock that you were looking for.
We will see, because, like you said earlier, all he's have to do is just jump on that airship if it's what he needed the first time. There'd be no point really to go any further there.
Well, Mike. Oh yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Mike wrapping up and going to the World of Ruin Opera House.
Yeah, still one Esper away, but going ahead and knocking out this dragon here. Well, if you want to teach Ultima to somebody, this is the way to do it.
I saw 2 Espers that teach it. Time 7 on Trisoc. That's nice. I also believe I saw a quick on one of those Espers as well.
So this is an interesting thought. Like, I actually really like having quick on my fighters a lot more than my spellcasters. Quick X Magic Ultima, that's a classic, but having quick, for example, on actual JP's side, having quick on that realm could be a one and done final Kefka fight. Have her on the bottom of the row, have her cast quick right away, and then just swing away, and you might be finished before anything can happen.
Quick VK and offering, that can solve a whole lot of problems right there. He's got Siren and Tritok that can both teach Ultima, as we just saw on Darkness' side there.
We got a train here in the sky. I'm going to drop a little bit of water on it, take care of that business.
Because in the Moogle Cup, you can take out the undead bosses while using Fees or the Phoenix Downs.
Yep. That's a Moogle Cup thing. There is a flag for the there's a flag set for, or a flag option for Worlds Collide to turn the undead bosses off so that they just function as any other non-undead boss. The crazy part about that is that a lot of those bosses don't have instant death immunity. So the one, I think probably one of the bigger hurdles for a new Moogle moving into our standard ladder league, like Ultros League, or the Chupon Championship, or any of the other fantastically cleverly named events that we have going on, is remembering which bosses you can cast instant death or X Zone or something like that on. Phantom Train is one of them, but some of them, like Haydn, for example, is an undead boss, but you cannot take it out with a instant death attack.
And at the beginning of that floating continent, actual JP found Edgar, and Mike is now going through the Phoenix Cave to see if he can get that last check he needs to get over the hump.
We got DM Stewart taking out Tritok here. Let's see if he decides to go through and go get that Illumina at the Umaro slot. Not a tough boss back there. It's a bit of a walk, but DM Stewart's been looking for weapons a lot during this seed, so might be interested in going and picking up that Illumina.
Yeah, Drinks Glue was asking in the chat, what is your favorite weapon for Umaro? And I have to agree with the real chattiest that Jedi Yeti with the Atma weapon and offering. That's just the chef's kiss right there.
Oh yeah, easy question. Atma Weapon offering for if Umaro can equip the Atma Weapon and the offering, and can also equip, let's say, a decent shield. One of the elemental shields is great, but even a force shield or the Aegis shield, like, he's functionally invincible. It's so much fun.
And actual JP running into one of the statues and goddess at the Atma weapon spot. Oh,
Oof.
goodness.
So thankfully, actual JP is juicing and has a bunch of really powerful characters. Has a casting Cyan, doing great damage. Realm throwing an offering Valiant Knife. Gonna make pretty short work of this. Gonna make pretty short work of this statue, and hopefully get their Esper for their trouble.
She charmed that Umaro, but it does no good whenever you're throwing bubbles at her, hitting for 8-9K a piece.
Oh, DM Stewart, meanwhile, grabbing a random monster in a box and finding Katana Soul. Gonna grab a ton of gold and an extra offering from that.
And that was a good spot for it.
And Gretham pointing out, Mike and actual JP do not have great choices for this last Esper. So this decision to go into the Floating Continent or Phoenix Cave doesn't make sense on its face, but really it's like, what else are they gonna do? Actual JP thankfully does find the 9th Esper and is heading right into the tower.
Wasting no more time there. And TM Stewart getting that Illumina from out the little carving.
Okay, yeah, here's what you were talking about earlier, actual JP. Loading up the second party, going to go fight a dragon and the toilet Atma spot and get their skip.
Just let that one party do all the heavy lifting and just go back and go straight to the statues. It makes no sense to do anything extra.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an ice shield at the Phoenix Cave check. So that check did not pan out for Mike.
Oh, that is a bummer. I got the KT skip unlock. Just got to find that last Esper.
And actual JP at the toilet spot is trying to fight out these fish from jumping out the toilet.
Oh man, that's such a bummer boss to have in the toilet spot. Just here's guaranteed time loss for you.
But he made quick work of them though.
Ooh, Mike is selling a bunch of stuff in Jador. Do we have a dip into the auction house coming up?
And a very late experience egg at that toilet spot. Where was that? About beginning of the seed.
Very nice little troll spot on the toilet Atma there. Is one of the most obnoxious endgame bosses and a relic that is useless to you right now.
And Mike must not like what he saw at the auction house, so he got out. Or is he saving and going back in?
Okay, yeah, he did. I did see that it said glowing stones was available. So going to roll some dice here.
Right about saying Mike knows what the winning play is.
Oof. I probably would have popped off if Esper showed up right there, because that would have put Mike and actual JP almost neck and neck.
Meanwhile, DM Stewart's going to do the Doma Dream. That'll give him a chance to catch up on those magicites.
All right, very nice. Got a bunch of characters, but unfortunately do not have the Espers to go through. Also, it looks like not maybe as quite as experienced with going through the Dream as a more seasoned player, but does make some good calls here. All right, excellent. Oop, almost.
That was a Minerva at the auction house.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll take a Minerva.
Another step towards Merton protection there, should we decide to pursue that.
I think there have been enough shields and stuff floating around, but having a Minerva on hand is just great. It also has a plus 25% MP buff on it that a lot of people don't necessarily remember. Not super handy when Ultima is pretty relatively cheap, but hey, there's the rock.
There's that magicite he needs. Meanwhile, actual JP will be checking that guardian spot in the middle, and he will be running into a whelk.
Man. Oh no, with an offering realm. Who just got slowed. So meanwhile, Darkness is making pretty good progress at 7 and 6. Just finished getting the unfortunately dead check, I think a Thunder Shield at Esper Mountain, and going to make a climb up Narsh.
And Realm just cuts through that whelk like a buzzsaw. That shell does not matter whenever she is as beefy as she is, and just going through with those VKs.
Yeah, I looked away from that part of the screen for like 5 seconds, and it was done. Realm almost at maximum HP. Actual JP got a fun build here.
And my Mike is now taking advantage of that Kefka Tower skip himself.
Yeah, not too far behind Mike. Maybe doesn't have quite as invincible of a realm, but plenty of power behind Mike as well. And I also would like to point out, Darkness went to go check the Narsh weapon shop, and I believe all 3 of our runners who have done that have made the just agonizing decision. They picked Ragnarok. They've all like moved the cursor up and down a bunch of times too, which I appreciate.
We'll just have to pass out some ibuprofen to everybody for racking their brain so hard there.
Yeah. We're going to need a nap after this one.
And Astro JP made quick work of that statue boss. I missed what it was, but it's how quick it went. Oh, it was those tentacles.
Oh, right. Hey, I don't know. Maybe you want to grab another couple of levels on that realm, just to get her at 9,999 HP. Meanwhile, we got Mike taking on the statue here with the tentacles. One boss behind actual JP. We'll see if JP's lead holds here.
JP runs into Doom at the second statue spot.
Yeah, this one might be kind of rough.
It gets 2 out of 3 with that freeze. That could be a problem.
They were not... I don't believe they were the ones that mattered too terribly much. A bit of a bummer here is this Celeste only has a single target, or a single swing physical attack on here, so we'll see if Mike can take advantage of this. Sorry to interrupt.
And Mike makes much quicker work of those tentacles. That kind of gives him a chance to maybe close that gap some. If he can keep going at that speed against these bosses, they may end up going neck and neck into that Kefka fight.
Meanwhile, DM Stewart making it all the way through the Dome of Dream. Going to get their Magicite 2 and 3.
And actual JP takes out that Doom, and that leaves him one more statue left.
Ooh, Mike forgot to put a Moogle charm on one of his parties. Cost him a little bit of time there.
He will hurry up and throw one on Cyan, and let's carry back on.
Pretend like that never happened.
Oh, we saw nothing over here. And the statue he will be facing is Narapa. That will be a quick fight right there.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't quite get ahead of the condemned cast, but neither does actual JP. So the only question after this point is how Mike is going to be dealing with Doom over on the other side.
Because that will be all 3 statues down for actual JP. And Darkness will be going to do the Doma Dream himself. And DM Stewart is going to Ozer's Mansion.
Which Ozer's, I believe, was Mog, so that does put DM Stewart another character towards Skip, but with the way that a lot of these dead checks have been playing out, I think a lot of our runners are going to wind up with the check Skip more likely than anything else.
Absolutely. This is one of those situations where it's like, okay, you're going to have the skip before you get to the actual go mode. Oh, might go into his final statue. Meanwhile, actual JP is going into the Kefka fight just under an hour and 1 minute mark.
Ooh, DM Stewart accidentally got picked up by the chair picture.
And oh my, 90 and 80. Let's get out of here on that one. Ooh. And Doom freezes the whole party over there.
Woof.
That hurts.
So, actual JP heading into the final fight here. We do occasionally try to make a couple like Price is Right style guesses to see how long do you think this is going to take. So, according to Gretham, the fight started at 1:01:24. How long are you thinking actual JP's fight's going to take here?
I'll say 6 minutes 15 seconds.
I think you might. That's pretty good. I was gonna say like 6:30, 6:20, something like that. Just because of just how much damage Realm can put out at this point. Opting to go with some targeted attacks first, but it looks like Face just died, so we're about to see the end of Tier 1.
And he is cranking out some serious damage with those double VKs. Just a little quick math there. That was probably almost a good 50k just in that one little set of strikes.
Yeah, actual JP not at all hurting for damage going into Tier 2 here. Definitely hurting for targetable damage. You got Umaro there. He's going to just do whatever. I think Cyan was doing multi-target stuff. And Realm has that offering on. So it's going to be maybe a little tricky if the if you know you're not targeting the right things at the right time, but also tons of tools here.
He is going to use that siren to mute the magic.
So yeah, Realm getting hit with zombie would be bad here. Also, I don't know, have we found any calmness protection?
I do not believe I saw any calmness protection.
Yeah, I don't recall.
Haven't seen a Fenrir or Golem or even a Phantom.
Yeah, not nary a Mirage Vest to be seen. As Mike 34 takes down Doom, the final statue. Gonna head into the final boss as well.
And there goes the damage. Realm gets frozen. So that
okay.
Slow things down.
We got a game going now. DM Stewart takes care of those dinosaurs. It's 40,000 experience points for his troubles, plus a Mog.
And Astral JP's going to pop an elixir on that Cyan.
And not a bad time to use it. Cyan's been chewing through MP, I think. Oh, no, that's a Ragnarok Cyan. I'm thinking of Mike. So Darkness finishes off the second boss of the Dome of Dream. Going to pick up 2 Espers and Kefka unlock after this. We'll see where DM Stewart decides to go.
I saw him pop that Genji glove on Celis to give her the Ragnarok and the Illumina. And Mike starting at hour 5. 1 second.
I think he might have a little bit of a longer one. I'm guessing probably closer to 7 minutes for Mike. I'm going to say 650. That is a weird tomorrow. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. I just noticed.
I just saw Atma Weapon fixed dice.
yeah, you sure did. With an offering.
That is interesting.
Homeboy jumped forward. Like he was like 5 or 6 lengths in front of everybody.
Oh, praised be the RNG.
Yeah, really leaning into it with that Umaro build.
Ooh, literally too. Meanwhile, Actual JP looks like he's going to be healing up, getting ready for... Did he take down that front part with the 10 hits yet, or no?
I don't believe so.
So, yeah, he's definitely going to be prepared for that with those Cure 3s.
Oh, never mind. I was super wrong. Yeah, Gretham in the chat pointing out that tier 2 slowed JP way down. That gave Mike some chances to try to jump ahead here.
And we have an Imp Umaro now on Mike's side.
That's mean. So DM Stewart opting to put Mog in the party.
And Actual JP getting hit with that whirlwind right out the gate. And he is going to put that quick on Realm and...
Alright.
Said I got only 400 HP out of 9,000 something and 2 DKs. We're going to be cranking it here.
That is the end of this fight. We'll see how the columnist shakes out. Oh no!
Oh, it connected.
Oh boy, that is not what you wanted to see there.
Could have been anybody but her.
Mike, meanwhile, also having some trouble on tier 2 here, opting to do some damage and take care of hit. While Lock and Shadow are on the ground.
Meanwhile, DM Stewart is doing the Opera House check, fighting Ultros. And no, it is Magimaster. Oh my.
Oh dear.
And Kefka takes down Umaro to Drinksglue's dismay there.
You hate to see it. Okay, JP still has an okay amount of damage output here. Probably not going to lose to this final Kefka unless he gets really greedy and, for example, doesn't heal up his near-dead characters near the end, but probably going to be able to put out enough damage to stay ahead of Mike. Especially if Mike is going just completely ham and deciding doesn't need Lock or Shadow anymore.
And Astral JP is going to start cracking those shields, and now is queuing up that Goner.
All right, DM Stewart annihilating that Magimaster and picking up an Esper for his trouble.
That is definitely one way to jam up your opera, though, with a Magimaster in there.
That'll do it.
Take some notes there. Take some notes there, Ultros. And Kefka gets the goner off on actual JP. Now it is left to Celis to get the job done.
I think she can pull this off. Train isn't going to hurt her too much.
And she is unequipping that Thunder Shield and under the assumption of, oh, that is a wipe.
Oh, God. Oh, that was a commentator curse. Oh, man. I take full responsibility for that one. That is a bummer. Immediately after taking the shield off and everything.
That couldn't have happened at a worse time. So that gives the door open for Mike to sneak in and really take this one.
Yeah, that final fight did not like JP at all. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
That Havoc Wing just connecting for that 6K, though. You hate to see that.
Like, perfect laser precision on the part of the computer to do exactly the wrong thing. Like, 'cause she had a Minerva on, I think, or she had some pretty decent armor. She might have been able to live through a hyperdrive.
The armor was definitely there, just that calmness just happened to hit the right one at the right time on that third floor with him.
Sorry. Rybon from the chat. Looks like the auction house play wins again. You know what? I mean, can't argue with the results here.
Hey, the results are speaking for themselves.
Yeah, it was RNG manipulation, right? Like, Mike knew that if he went to the auction house first, then he would block the calmness on phase 3. All right, Mike heading into the final fight. Getting an incredible dice roll.
And getting dangerously close into Kefka.
Is really? Sumaro's here to fight. Ooh, actually, yes, Sumaro's here to fight. Taking out taking them all the way down to counterattack phase.
And it looks like we're going to have a tech missile coming that way as well.
Oh.
And that is game for Mike.
GG's, Mike.
Down.
You can't run away, Mike. You've already won.
That is a GG for Mike there. 722 fight for Mike.
Not bad. Official race time of 1:12:33. Not the first in the race room, but the first on Restream. GG's, Mike. Meanwhile, actual JP making the climb back up to the final fight as DM Stewart heading through the Magitech research facility. Picking up lots of Espers. Gotten about 4 or 5 in the past 10 minutes. Meanwhile, Darkness is making their way all the way through this Kefka Tower climb. Couldn't quite get their hands on a skip, but making short work of it anyway.
But we'll be making some very quick work of that Welk with the double VK. And actual JP is not playing around this time. He put that Odin out there and is putting that Siren out there.
Yeah, making sure everything runs a little bit smoother this time. Oh man, that's so much damage.
Oh, you love to see it.
That was fantastic.
They say the best offense is sometimes a good defense.
All right, we got Mike in the booth. GG's.
Hey, thank you.
We saw you make that play there at the auction house. You were right there, so it's like, let's go check it out and see what happens.
Yeah, I forgot how to count to 9, so I was going to do my my Opera House Dragon and Center Path or Skip and realized there was still a missing component there. So then we went and did yet another dead check at Phoenix Cave into 24 check auction house.
You were actually, for most part, right neck and neck with actual JP. You were actually trailing a little bit, and actually, JP wiped at the final Kefka fight, which opened a window for you there. And
No.
Yeah,
Well, he should have just brought XP egg boosted Octo, get Atma weapon, and everything would have been fine.
that was excellent. Like that. What possessed you to put that particular loadout on Umaro? Because like it worked, obviously. Like no shade whatsoever. That worked flawlessly, especially near the end. But
we were absolutely loving it.
It was fantastic.
Well, I mean, it's all started with a random offering that I grabbed, and a chest I don't usually take in Zozo, and then I had the Atma weapon, so I thought, okay, well, I just got Yeti, and then the Coliseum play yielded the Atma and an Illumina, and once he could equip that, I'm like, we're rolling Yeti for a while. We're going Jedi Yeti. And then he's level 57, and I got a Genji glove and a fixed dice, and thought, Yeti, I wonder if he can one-shot Final Kefka. He couldn't, but he almost did.
And you were the only one that actually made a play for the Coliseum, and it was good to see it pay off for you.
Yeah, with full visibility on all the items and a Yeti, Coliseum can be fun. I didn't have too much power yet, so I was still fishing for power.
Yeah, was there ever a point throughout the race when you were trying to think 10, 15 minutes ahead about builds? Like when you went into did you go into Magitech Research Facility? I think you did.
Very late.
Okay, yeah. Were you thinking like, okay, this is something that Realm can do, and then maybe I can take the equipment that's on Realm and put it on somebody else? Was like that kind of running through your mind, or were you just looking for espers wherever they might be?
Well, my plan was until I got the Technisol I forgot about until like the last hit on Doom. Yeah, it was mostly for espers, but my plan had been with her Mag boost 1 esper just to break shields on T2 and wherever else. I had plenty of them. And then it shifted to having her use Technisol, and then the plan just shifted to Yeti. If you saw, I brought I brought Locke and Shadow. My idea was Shadow's going to use Cleave, and then Quake is going to wipe out him and Locke. But both him and Locke somehow survived and then came to T2 with me. I tried to use, I don't know if you saw, but I tried to use a Thunder Shield on Locke with Locke at the very end of T1 to knock him out, but it was too late.
And how about that brain-racking decision in that weapon shop of Ragnarok or Ragnarok, and also...
Oh, yeah.
And also, actual JP takes out that Kefka with that Octo VK Realm, and it definitely does not avoid all that smoke that she was dealing there.
Yeah, coming in, let me get that official time. (1:17:37). Still a pretty good time for a Moogle Cup seed, especially with a endgame wipe like that.
Yeah, that one well-placed calmness really just made the difference there.
The only calmness protection I had was Vanish.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a disappearing Yeti trick.
We actually did not see a single one of y'all find Venrir, Phantom, nor Golem. So really nobody really had, beyond that Vanish, had any calmness protection. So We have no idea where those 3 were.
All right, well, I'll make some room for JP, who sounds like they had a really cool run. Octo, I saw that. I saw those VKs and that Realm could use them, but there were so many things for Realm to do. I just couldn't pull the trigger on buying them, and I went really early into my checks, like 3 to 5 minutes into Elzers. So I just didn't loot to do Zenthi. Figured I'd route it in later.
Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of bad. Like, there wasn't a wrong answer for Realm pretty much throughout the entire game. So that makes sense.
She definitely had all the options in the world. There was nothing you done wrong with her at all.
Well, last thing I want to say, guys, is thank you so much for doing comms. Got them put and glue in the background, and I just want to say to my Moogle Venicus, don't do what I did in the sea.
Hey, I don't know, man. You won. There's some things to do, some things not to do for sure.
Thanks, guys.
All right, yeah, thank you.
Thank
you for
you.
running.
Meanwhile, we are also being joined by JP.
Yeah, GG's. How are you feeling after that final Kefka fight?
I feel all right. A couple of things didn't break my way, but what are you gonna do?
That well-placed shot with the calmness with that Octo VK Realm. Right when I was sitting there looking, I was like, oh, she's going to be cranking it for the rest of this fight. And we thought we had it lined up for the one shot, but then next thing we know, she got hit with that calmness.
Yeah, that was the unfortunate part. The other one was like the locked treasure room where they both said Ragnarok. I'm thinking they were both swords. Since
yes.
On the island.
That was a brain-racking one there for sure.
Yeah, tough choice. But yeah, the first choice is always the one that can be an Esper. So if it is a Ragnarok Esper, you'll see the little magicite icon on the weapon shop owner.
That's good to know. I was just blind guessing.
Thankfully, no wrong answers for that particular choice.
No.
So yeah, how did you feel about this seed? There was a lot of power for Realm and not necessarily as many good options for other folks. Was there a particular strategy that you wanted to do but you maybe couldn't pull off, or were you just pretty happy with what the game gave you?
So what I was looking for first was anybody else to put a VK on, because I wanted to make use of magicite. But once I got the offering on Mount Zozo, it was a no-brainer to just do that for the entire season and end it.
Especially at that point, you had the HP owner, so it's, why not? So
Yeah,
absolutely can understand that.
Even more of a no-brainer.
Was there? Sorry?
I think she was close to quad 9 at the end.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask, how big of a percentage of your brain at the end was saying, like, well, maybe I could just get, like, 2 more levels and just, get that last bit to even this out?
0%.
Okay. You're stronger than I am.
Once I hit Kefka's tower, I was definitely switching to 2 VKs.
And that no-brainer at all right there. Absolutely. Unfortunately, and it was none of y'all, because we don't know where they were. Nobody found Gollum, no one found Fenrir, and no one found the even Phantom. So there was really minimal calmness protection there that anybody was able to find.
Yeah, I didn't even have to, I was looking for the Vanish spell at the end too, just to make sure I didn't miss it the first time. But sometimes that's just the way it breaks. You either block it or you don't.
Yeah. And I mean, just on top of that, like that's part of these randomizers in general, but the RNG was not very friendly to you on that final fight. Like you were making a lot of good quick decisions, and the game was just like, oh, have you taken that shield off? Okay, you've taken that shield off. All right, well, I'm going to hit you now. I'm not going to hit you 2 seconds ago when your defense was, way higher and you might have been able to tank this. I'm going to hit you now.
That's about right. I used up all my luck.
It was really a tough break when we saw that, and it was like as soon as that Thunder Shield came off, that Havoc Wing came, and we were both over here like, oh my.
I was sitting here, I was like, am I going to use the shield, or am I just going to swing? And I'm like, you know what, I'll use the shield, because it'll probably be a little stronger than swinging. Of course, right after that.
Well, I think you were right, too. Like, I think that would have probably done a quad 9, and I wasn't counting too closely, but you were close to the end of that final Kefka fight.
I think it would have been enough.
Yeah, I was banking on it, because it was either going to be Ultimo or, restart again.
So yeah, anything else you'd like to say before we let you go?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing all the Moogle races this season. Should be interesting.
Yeah, you're part of the Moogle Cup this time around, correct?
No, I'm not.
Oh, my mistake.
Do you have anything to say to some of the Moogles that will be participating in the upcoming Moogle Cup?
Practice, practice, practice. It always makes perfect, and just trust in your decisions, because whatever decision you make is always going to be the right one.
There we go.
Good words.
You guys have a great night.
All right, too.
All right,
and once
thank
again,
you very much.
GG.
Honestly, that's completely true. Like, the practice thing, like, I hate it, but that is the answer to this game.
It really is.
And you don't think it would, you don't. It's hard to kind of conceptualize how playing a randomizer over and over again would make you better at it, because it's going to be completely different the next time I play it, right? But just the more experience you get going through this, you start noticing things faster. You start realizing much more quickly that you don't have to do something else that might waste a little bit of your time. It really can be really beneficial to just sit down and play like 2 or 3 seeds maybe over the course of like a weekend, and just really pay attention to the stuff that you're doing.
Something just as simple as menuing, and just those little things can just add up over time.
Yeah, absolutely. Menuing is brutal.
Those seconds can turn into minutes eventually.
So we do have it pared down to the 2-player setup here. I want to give a huge shout out to Drinks Glue for a smooth transition there. We got to see a little bit of it behind the scenes as it was happening, but I don't think any of it came up on the stream itself. So really good job with that. That was pretty cool. But we got Darkness heading up to Tier 3, and we got DM Stewart with, I believe, a Kefka unlock. Let me check. Yes, and a skip.
Yep, he had just completed that Kefka at Narsh to get the last little bit that he needs to go into go mode. Now Darkness is coming up to that third part. See how he handles we're seeing offer and muscle belt on Realm, so I think we know where he's going with that.
That's a good.
Another VK.
That's a good one. So yeah, we did have the thank you Nightbot for throwing it up there a little bit earlier. We got all of our runners in the chat. You can click on them, give them a follow. I went ahead and went through to make sure that I was following all these guys. Lots of fantastic people in this community. Really big fan of. Really happy that I can hang out here with all y'all. So make sure to show them a little bit of love by clicking on a heart.
A bunch of great people in this community. Definitely have been glad to have become a part of it over the time.
So we got Darkness heading up to tier 4, lost Cyan to Calmness, which a bummer because I think for Darkness, Cyan was also another caster, like had
Yeah.
Cure 3, Life 2, Ultima, that sort of thing. But
Yeah, that was his Ultima user right there. And now DM Stewart is approaching and going straight to the statues as expected.
so yeah, did take some grind fights in that Kefka at Narsh run at the end. So also DM Stewart with a bunch of pretty good levels here.
And looks like he will. Oh, and he got the fallen one off on Darkness' side, so hitting those tech missiles and probably going to be trying to make some maximum damage out of that. Those 2 VKs.
Everybody at 1 HP is making me nervous. Okay, there we go.
And he's going to look to finish it, and he has that Mega Elixir and Q just in case. That was a good play with that Mega Elixir.
Yeah, don't believe Mog had the offer, or was it the offering or not the Genji glove?
He has the Genji glove.
Okay.
And
And
there is
Krakow.
that is a wrap for Darkness. Takes down Kefka.
131.02, I believe. Oh, sorry, 131.16.
Oh, that is a GG to Darkness there. And now we are joined by Darkness as well.
Hey, good job.
GG there, Darkness.
Hello, sorry, it helps if my mic's on.
Oh, it's no problem.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks. This is my first time racing like anything basically, so
Oh,
yeah, I feel like I
hey.
did pretty decently.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually a very
Yeah.
solid run.
Yeah, I just gotta work on being more decisive with a couple things, and I'll shave off some minutes. I
Well-
also start on time. That helps too.
Well, hey, that hour 30, if you get in there, you're really off to a good start. That is something very good to build on right there, for sure.
Yeah, and those two things that you mentioned, those are probably two of the bigger, like, you know, the stuff that you can't necessarily train somebody is just
Yeah.
being mindful of the decisions you make. And I think that well, we do have to talk about the hardest decision, which is the Narsh weapon shop. How did you how did you chew on that? Is one of the biggest philosophical quandaries of our time.
Yeah, well, thankfully I had experience with that because I rolled a practice seat earlier where it was the choice between 2 offerings, so that helped me a lot with that decision.
See, experience, everybody. That's what we're talking
Yes.
about tonight.
It all adds up.
So let's take us through your routing choices a little bit. Like, are there any particular bits that you wanted to call out that you were happy that you did, or less ideal routes you took that and maybe the reasons why you took them?
Yeah, going to Zozo at the end was pretty dumb on my part. I think I thought my thought was to get the 2 checks there and then like a check in Kefka's, but that would be much slower than just doing the tower. So I bailed on that thankfully before I got too committed into it.
Oh yeah, to get the check skip at the end. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
In
typically.
terms of-
Sorry, go ahead.
In terms of stuff I did well, I guess it was a tough decision whether or not to go to Doma Dream with already having enough characters, but thankfully it was all Espers, so that paid off a lot. Because if it had been like a character and 2 dead checks, that would have been a massive waste of time. Because I got there pretty late. That was my final check before unlocking Kefka. So
Yeah, that ended up being a huge swing for everybody because it seemed like it was a
Yeah.
very character heavy very character heavy seed at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it really came down to everybody just being able to find their espers. So that ended up being a key play for everybody.
Yeah, we never got to see the third check on the floating continent, but between the 3 multi-part checks, that's where a lot of the espers were.
Oh yeah, I never even got Shadow, so yeah.
See, how do you feel about the multi-part checks? Because that's sort of it's an interesting bit of this game, right? Where it's not just there's a lot of single part checks, and you can kind of assess the time on those pretty easily. But how do you feel about the triple checks that are floating around?
Yeah, generally I like doing them. Obviously, it's pretty risky if it's late, unless it's like magicite, because then you can just get the 2 espers and then bail. But the others are, I mean, I guess you could do 1 check and bail from floating continent, but that seems pretty like a waste of time. So it's pretty slow. It'd be a pretty slow single check to do. But yeah, I think generally, like, if you still need characters and espers, then it's really awesome because you generally get both. So, and it overall, even if it's longer check, but because you're getting 3 checks, I think it's probably faster than most checks, except for like the super quick ones. So yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. How do you feel with the upcoming Moogle Cup coming up? Is that something you're going to be keeping an eye on, or maybe even participating in?
Yeah, I will be participating in it. So yeah, I got my first match on Sunday, so hopefully I'll do well in that. And yeah, this is definitely good practice for that because yeah, having not done any racing before, it's just nice to sort of get it all under my belt, so I just understand what's going on, what's expected, and don't have to worry about that stuff too much going in.
Absolutely, yeah. We definitely look forward to seeing more of you in there. And like I said, you got something good to build on right here. I mean, hour and a half. That's still a very solid time, especially for somebody that is new to racing.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, I can definitely see you being able to shave a bunch of time off of this with just a couple of small changes. So yeah, looking forward to watching your career with great interest.
Thank you very much. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. So, all right, over here on DM Stewart's screen, we have, let's see, I think 1 more statue boss to go.
Yep, and that will be the Narapa spot.
Nice and simple.
Oh, and he is actually able to get it off before the condemned. That was something the Mike and JP were not able to do.
Yeah, Yumaro hit. Unfortunately, didn't trigger a counterattack to prevent the condemned from firing off, but still kind of nice to just get that 1 hit in to be like, hey, knock it off, buddy.
And so down Narapa goes.
So DM Stewart did end up going through those Mog checks at the end, and I believe it was after he had already gotten Kefka unlocked, so I'm not sure what the play was on that. I'll have to ask if we can get him in for an interview, but it did mean that this Gao came out of the box with pretty high levels and shock, so ends up being a really efficient extra party member.
Looks like he is getting his relics in line and set up, and be stepping on that switch right now.
All right, 138.22, I believe, on the switches.
I think it was 138.26 is what I had seen.
Okay. So I don't know if you might not remember. Do you recall your very first time, like, on a Worlds Collide seed, where you were actually like focusing on like, okay, I'm going to play this as a race? Like, do you remember the time on that one? Because mine was over 2 hours. So
mine was around 222 or something like that, 222 to 226. So yeah, I was like right over there. Right. And then I think my second one, I ended at sub 2 hours, around like hour 52, I think was my second one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I had, it was 212 and something, and then I hovered around 150 for a while, and then I hovered around 140 for a while. It takes a bit once you get that first, you get a good idea of how it's supposed to feel. Like, that's sort of the point of the Moogle Cup, right? Is playing the game enough to get an idea of what it's supposed to look like when you're doing an incredible job at this. Like, that's why you get a little bit of extra assistance, you get a little bit of extra power in it, and that way like we've been saying, you can pick it up a lot quicker when you're playing a seed with some harder settings on it.
It's definitely definitely like you got to kind of rewire your mind to where you're playing like a vanilla game where it's like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
You get the shiny object syndrome, you get this nice brand new weapon, it's like, ooh, shiny, let me put this on somebody real quick, and you're doing all this unnecessary menuing, and just working on my menuing was enough to shave half an hour off my time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of frustrating to me sometimes. Like, the big one for me was picking up treasure chests. Like, recognizing when I've got enough stuff, I don't need any more stuff, I'm good. That brought my maximum check total from 80 to 90 down to sometimes 30 or 40, and that's huge. Like, that's sometimes 10 minutes depending on which checks you're going through.
That to me, that's even coming from another randomizer, like a free enterprise or something like that. You gotta tame that inner loot goblin where it's like, ooh, treasure. Let me go get all this, and like you're just wasting so much time when you're doing that.
Yeah. I think the best little nugget of advice I got was from community stalwart, the Schwantz 27. You just have to win. You don't have to win more. Like, once you realize that you're at that spot, you can just bolt for the finish line as fast as you can, which you are seeing some of that from DM Stewart here, thankfully. We've got lots of power. That realm is just doing all the work like everybody else has. Celeste doing pretty good herself, just pumping out tons of damage, getting through tier 1 real quick.
And it looks like this tier is not going to be any different.
So yeah, Physics Shebang pointing out Realm is at 5,000 life, probably pretty close to full health, and is doing like 5,000 to 7,000 damage.
And it's just stabbing away. And shout out to Physics Shebang, who's my mentor for this upcoming Moogle Cup as well, by the way.
You got a good one. Physics is good at this stuff.
I definitely have learned a good bit in a very short amount of time, thanks to him. Been taking my notes for sure. And we got the Delta hit coming up here. Let's hope that misses.
Hey, all right. So yeah, tier 2 in general, depending on how powerful your characters are, you don't necessarily have to finesse it too hard. Saving some time and getting instant death on tools there in the middle can be a really good start to it, but in general, it's just whatever you have access to. Like, if you have access to mute, you can just go ahead and put mute on magic in the back and just ignore him for the rest of it. If you are pretty confident in your physical defense, you can just say, that might mean you want to save hit for the back end. Getting rid of Tiger Face is pretty important, but you want to kind of feather him down a little bit and then really burst at the end so you can avoid that Doom Tusk. Tier 2 is really weird.
Yeah, definitely so many options that can come after you there. You just minimize those threats, especially the zombie and the magic.
Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily as scary as the calmness check at the end of tier 3, but like we saw with actual JP, slowed them down quite a bit during that phase, and not for lack of damage, right? Like, it was just,
yeah.
It was like what we saw with the whole Final Kefka fight with actual JP. The computer just knew exactly how to play this particular chess game.
Just that's that hard RNG where it just it hit exactly where it needed to go. I eliminated that biggest threat in that dual VK offering realm.
All right, we got DM Stewart heading up to tier 3. Probably going to see a similar strategy on this one. Like all 4 of these characters are doing pretty good. Mog maybe I guess would be the one who doesn't quite have the damage output for the final Kefka fight.
And that whirlwind misses everyone but Cyan.
Very nice.
And that's an easy fix with just 1 elixir.
He needs some MP anyway.
That is true. Because I've been seeing everybody was bubbling away with Cyan and Ultima.
Yeah, it just hit me. This was a seed where it seemed like everybody's big brain plan was we're going to put 2 weapons in Realm's hands and we're going to make Cyan our caster.
On paper, that is a very
Yes.
play, but that's just how the cards fell for everyone.
Ooh. And a
Yeah, we
Palador
got
play.
Palador jump.
This is the Whirlwind. Very nice. So unfortunately, they did not come down in the order that you would necessarily want. But these Meteo hits are nothing with how much HP that we've got.
And there's the calmness. It is
Ah.
down. Yeah. But Mrs. Mog, so
What is with calmness tonight?
the calmness has not been kind to the murder child for sure.
I think Cyan Celeste got this, though. Cyan's got pretty big damage. Celeste has a Ragnarok and an Illumina with a Genji glove. Actual JP from the chat. Hey, that looked familiar.
That looks familiar.
Yeah. All right. Big purple man coming in for a high 5.
We lose Realm and get a Yeti to come after there. Drinks Glue is there. He will be happy to see that.
It's a side grade, kind of, you know. All right, we got the fallen one coming out.
And he is going to be going for that Mega Elixir.
So yeah, now at this point we just gotta pump out the damage and make sure everybody stays up. Getting pretty lucky with the counterattacks.
Just keep cranking out the damage with the magic, and we'll see what happens.
Oof.
Ooh. And a hyperdrive on Numero. That's hate to see that.
Not great, but probably of anybody, you know, right now, if that's the one that you want to see that happen to. And here comes the Goner charge.
Let's see if he can get it down on time.
So Celeste doing big damage.
Yep, that duo of Ragnarok and Illumina there that she's rocking there.
She is losing a little bit of damage being in the back row from the Ragnarok, but the Illumina at the very least is doing full.
And he eats that Goner, no problem.
Yeah, barely cared.
Oh, a miss.
And
But it
crack
doesn't matter.
bow. 1:49. Get the official time.
GG to DM Stewart there.
1:49:18. GG's.
That is still a very solid time there.
So we'll see if we can't get him in the booth to ask a couple questions here before we sign off.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, all right, that was nice and quick. GG's, DM Stewart.
Oh, that felt awful.
So I will ask, just out of curiosity, how
I did
many?
Opera House to clear my head.
Okay, no, that makes perfect
I
sense.
knew that was what you were going to ask.
That was not what I was going to ask, but that's fantastic. Just like, look, well, I mean, and we figured like, oh, okay, you're looking for some weapons, right? Like you need something, and this is the guaranteed one. It's going to take a little bit of extra time, but it's better to get that guarantee versus looking around and hoping you find something somewhere. But honestly, just like, you know what, I want to listen to the opera. That's a better reason.
I mean, yes, opera is awesome, but truly, I did it to clear my head.
So I'm curious, how many Worlds Collide seeds have you done? Because I've been kind of like, I try to keep up with this stuff, but there's been a lot of new players coming in.
I have completed a single-digit number of them.
All right, fair enough.
So how about that brain-racking decision in the ruined Narsh weapon shop of Ragnarok and Ragnarok?
I could not tell which one was which. I actually kind of would have preferred the Esper because I desperately needed Espers, but even the Esper wasn't going to be. It wasn't one of the Esper. I never found calmness protection.
Yeah, nobody did. I don't think. I do think that those were both swords, though. I'm pretty sure the little Esper, like the magicite sprite, will come up on the weapon shop guy.
But yeah, nobody was able to find any protection for
I think
calmness.
Mike had vanish on one person, and I forget where he picked that up, but that was it.
That was it.
I mean, Palador was the closest I had to calmness protection.
And that's actually as close as anybody got, really.
Yeah, actually.
No. Yeah, I did Kefka at Narsh because on the off chance, I did Kefka at Narsh even though I already had Skip unlocked, on the off chance that it was going to be Golem or Fenrir, just trying, or a Mirage Vest, something.
Yeah.
Because I would have put the Mirage Vest on the magical murder child.
Yeah.
Who was strangely a physical magical murder child. For me.
Yeah, and who was also even more strangely a really popular target for calmness this time around. So yeah, how do you when you're going into the final Kefka fight, like how much weight do you put behind your bench? So like, you've got your 4 characters that you really want to bring in, that you want to take them to the end, obviously, if you can help it. But how much attention do you pay to like slot 5 and 6 and so on?
With no calmness protection, 5 is important. 6 less so.
Definitely want to have that. Definitely want to have that backup plan there, just in case, for sure. Because you don't have that protection there. There is a chance you could very well lose one, so I can't blame you there.
So all right, I guess the last thing that I wanted to ask was about sort of the multi-part checks, because those were really stacked this time around. That's where seemingly all of the Espers were. I think I think based on where everybody went, it might have been required to do at least one of them to actually get Final Kefka. No, because none of them had any characters in them, so that doesn't make any sense, actually, now that I'm saying. Anyway, I'm rambling, excuse me. how do you feel about the multi-part checks? Like, is there a particular time that you want to slot them in, or do you just kind of play that by vibes?
I just guess. I just guess when I want to do them. Usually, I'll try and do them with proximity.
Okay, that's that's
understandable. Yeah, definitely. It was kind of convenience, and actually that Doma Dream ended up being a key part for all of y'all with the getting the espers.
Yeah, I mean, Doma Dream was my pseudo calmness protection.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything with the upcoming Moogle Cup?
I am not actually in the Moogle Cup.
Okay.
I joined as it was already starting to organize. So I wanted to get some seeds in before I tried it.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, a lot of the people that are mentoring the Moogles and everything, I mean, there's going to be no shortage of help for you, even though some of them will be busy with the Moogle Cup, but they'll be glad to help you out at all. So even though if you're not in the Moogle Cup, you're definitely not going to be helped for it at all. This is a very helpful community. So.
Yeah, I guess for anybody who wanted to jump in Moogle Cup but didn't quite make it in, you can also just like go into pretty much any of the general channels on the Discord and ask for just a mentor session where somebody will sit down and kind of coach you through a seed. You know, just it won't be a huge thing. It'll just be the length of one seed, obviously. Also, we hold some campfire, I think is what they're called, sessions every now and then, where it's usually one seed that a bunch of people are playing, but then one person is kind of guiding the whole thing and sort of explaining decisions that they make along the way. So there's like IMDmar said, there's no shortage of help that you can grab.
And I've gotten some help from some folks, and it's been very good. I'll ask this because you guys were watching. How was my weight tricking, especially on Kefka?
Oh, you were doing a real good job with that stuff. I think that's a tough one to kind of keep in mind, but
I'm making a conscious effort.
Yes.
To weight trick.
Yeah, you kind of have to, because it's not something like, depending on if there are other randomizers that you're coming from, that's not necessarily something that you think of.
Exactly,
well,
and I can
FF1R, and the
equivalent
of weight tricking in FF1R is encounter manipulation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
And that's like me coming from a free enterprise where we don't have the weight trick and we have to go defend. That's a hard habit for me to break. So I totally get it.
Yeah, vice versa. I've been trying to play more Jets of Time on the Chrono Trigger one, which there is no need to do any weight tricking because it does the thing where it pauses every single time that an action takes place. It's pretty specific almost to Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
So all right, well, thank you again for running for us. You put on a great show. Really appreciate you coming in.
I mean, I could have wished I'd done better, but
you'll get them next time.
It's always something to build on for sure, and this is still a good time for sure.
And we were talking a bit about some of our first times, and you're still doing pretty good compared to like what a lot of or at least what I was doing for like the first 6 months that I was playing this.
Yeah, I mean, after the first wipe at Doma Invasion, okay, let's go do another check. I've got another check close. The second wipe at Doma Invasion, okay, let's clear the head. Let's get something free. Let's reset and come back later, because I definitely wanted Celes.
Yeah, it's hard whenever you have that Doom Gaze or a Magimaster or something, or one of the 3 statues right there gating that. So it's one of those ones you look at and it's like, I really don't want to keep trying this one over again. So I really feel you made the right call to kind of walk away from that and then come back later for sure.
Well, and that's why I went looking for fire rods.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we'll probably try to wrap it up here. Again, thank you very much, DM Stewart, for racing with us tonight. Also, big thanks to Darkness, Mike34, and Actual JP for being featured on the restream. Big thanks to IMDmar for hanging out in the booth with me, and especially Drinks Glue for taking care of all the bips and boops in the background, and for organizing the Moogle Cup in general. Very, very cool event. Thank you all very much.
Y'all have a good night, and y'all take care of each other.
Good night, Joe.
I felt like I was so slow in that.